First we had Rana, then the Steves, and then Beast Boy. But now everything is going to change. We have a new friend added to BetaWorld. Welcome back to BetaWorld, the series where we travel through Minecraft's history to obtain discontinued features, look at glitches, and just enjoy this game's amazing history. In this episode, it's time to upgrade again. So why don't I go over to the time machine and start that thing up. Before even opening the world in this new version, there's a big change right in front of you. Minecraft has a title screen now. Let's break it down. The game's logo, the new one at least, is displayed up here in very, very low quality. It seems to be made of like gravel or cobblestone or something, or just some generic block. Who knows? There is a yellow splash text that is pulsating here. It reads pre-beta, which is definitely true. We've got a long time until Minecraft beta. All of this is on a scrolling up dirt background that will scroll forever. Some settings are here, and you have the option to create a new level or load one. I'm not quite sure what this tutorial level is. I hope it gets added eventually. But yeah, this is the reason why I redesigned the intro. Let's load BetaWorld. There are some changes in this update, but they're not very big. Still, let's take a look at them. All of those weird animationless mobs have now been finally and completely replaced with this guy over here. And look, he actually has an animation. Weird little walking animation. Fortunately, he still has the same AI as Rana and the Steves. But look at how when I punch him. He flashes red and flails around a little bit. Hitting him is a little buggy, but that will smooth out over time. This guy actually looks semi-functional. I love it. Now, when any tool is used, this little green bar will appear, which shows the durability of that tool. It can deplete over time, and when it is fully depleted, the tool will disappear. Let me try and show that in action. Now that our tools are susceptible to damage, I've chosen to preserve our initial tools in this chest right here. Our bow, shovel, pickaxe, axe, and flint and steel. This is exactly one stack of blocks to the floor, and we're going to test each pickaxe that I can legally obtain and see just how much durability each of them have, on average. Testing, I realized the iron pickaxe is probably the best because it lasts the longest and it mines blocks a little faster than the rest, which I didn't realize before recording this. But anyways, pickaxes are not the only tool that's gotten a buff in this update. Swords now do damage based on tiers, so let's try it out on some Steves. But first, let's hit a baseline with our bare fist. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 punches. Let's try with a wooden sword now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 hits with the wooden sword. Now with the stone sword. 1, 2, 3. 3 hits with a stone sword. Now with the gold sword. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. Same as a wooden. And finally the iron sword. 1, 2. Looks like again, iron is the best. Of course, in both these scenarios, iron is not really the best. The best is actually Emerald, or now it is called Diamond. Except I can't get that in my world since it was generated in Indev 2010-124, a couple updates before Diamonds were added. So Iron will have to do for now. Here's another comparison for this update. I've placed us in a 3x3x3 dark room to see just how dark it is. And the only light source in the game at this point is a torch. Take note of how much it lights up this room. In this update, a new light source has been added, the brown mushroom, which, as you can see, just barely lights up the room. You can see really only the square it's on this lights light up very little, but technically it is our second light source to be added to the game. Well, I guess fourth if you count fire and lava. Down here at the bottom of the world, after literally one update, the lava sea is already gone again, replaced with bedrock, like before. That's actually every major change in this update. Now, since the next update's around the same size as this one, I figured we would cover that one too. And it's got some pretty neat additions, so I hope you enjoy it. But anyway, I'll skip a transition, let's go. This update was released around midnight the next day. Yes, you heard me correctly, around midnight. Notch was working very, very hard on this update. Now, when sand is smelted, it will become glass. Another end of house item, finally obtainable legitimately. Great, now we can build with it. By taking 9 string and putting it in a workbench, filling up all the slots, we will create some cloth. Some light gray cloth. Hey, now we can get more of this stuff. Not that it'll be all that useful. So you know what? Burn. Now that we have the ability to get more glass, I figured I should revisit something that I did off camera in the first episode. This weird little underwater box. Let me show you how it works. It's really just an air bubble underground being held up by some torches. I figured I should give this thing a revamp and maybe an expansion now that we can get more glass. Maybe some walls of glass and only a roof of torches will look better. I'll let you know once I've made some progress. Here's the general layout of it so far. I've completely renovated the first room with a nice wood floor and glass walls surrounding everything. I started on tunnels to a second bigger room, but I haven't ripped out all the walls or floor yet. However, the glass roof already looks amazing. I'm excited. Okay, so I finished the underwater base. This is the final design. I've changed it up a little bit since you've seen it last, so I'll give you a tour. Here's the entrance. Just like I got it before, and you can jump up to exit. It's great. It uses the mechanic where torches block water from going down. Very, very fun to use. And you can see there are windows for easy viewing underwater. It looks very, very nice. But this is just a small entrance room. You can go through this small tunnel into the main room. It's much bigger, more spacious. It dips 1 block down, so you get better views of the ocean floor. And a little pro tip: if you punch the glass, you can see a little better underwater. The island in the distance looks really cool. And I put a little chest, a little crafting table here, in case I ever need it. And that's the whole base. I think it looks great. I love how it came out. But anyways, that's all for this episode. If you like what you see, please consider subscribing and liking. This is a series, but until the next episode, bye-bye.